Welcome, everyone. Appreciate you being here with me bright and early this Saturday morning, this cloudy Saturday morning. My name is Jariva. My pronouns are she and her, and I will lead you on an hour-long Vinyasa flow. Today, our focus is on twist. So it's Vinyasa flow with a twist. So we will be doing some twists and turns in our flow today. But before we get started, I felt so moved to do an oracle pull this morning. And so I'm going to actually read the cards that I pulled this morning for us. So I have an oracle deck, and the purpose of this deck is to tap into the field of consciousness that provides us with wisdom and to hear the whispers of our soul calling to us. And so this morning, I went to my deck and I asked my deck what my class needed to hear this morning, what wisdom from university was calling forth to my class. And so I actually pulled two cards. And so I wanted to read what these two cards meant. First is pretty obvious. It is the card that says yes. Just say yes. So whoever who needs to hear this, just say yes. Yes is calling you. Just invite in the yes and say yes. Then the other card I pulled is called Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And so I'm going to read what that card means. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression, a conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creation, either can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart, in every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. So here is basically an affirmation, a way to work your light energy. So I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakra. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. So those were the two cards I pulled. Say yes and recognize that you are the oracle, that all the wisdom and the power of the universe lies within you, and you shine your light forward, and your wisdom and message needs to be heard. So I wanted to express that and bring that forward to you today. So our theme this month is grace. So I invite you all as you move through this practice to practice grace and goodwill to yourself. So that means that this is your practice, this is your time. I will provide options and possibilities and invite you to do certain postures and certain poses. Doesn't mean you have to do them. You do what serves you. You move in your body in a way that serves you. You extend yourself grace and goodwill, compassion, and love. So this is your practice. Do what feels good to you. Be available and open to options and select the option and possibility that serves. So a couple of things. Please, if you're going to get a mat, I invite you also to purchase blocks. They have them foam, they have them cork. It's whatever feels good. Just get you a good solid pair. You ain't got to spend a whole bunch of money own a pair of blocks. Just get you a pair of blocks. Blocks are helpful because they move the earth or the mat up to you. And so you can use them at various heights. This is the high height, medium height, low height, and it allows you to move the mat up to you and to get into different postures. So they're helpful. We won't need a bolster. You may need a pillow in child's pose, and you also may need a pillow in shavasana, which is rest pose. And again, I'll provide you with options for that.
Okay.
So you may want to put a pillow underneath your head, just to raise your head up to get it above your heart. That may be more comfortable for you versus laying flat on the ground. And then we will do a standing L. Know that any posture, so we will be doing some balanced postures. Nisi, have you done yoga before?
No.
Okay.
No one has tried those moves you do.
Okay. So we're going to do some balancing postures. So just know that you need to move in a way that serves your body. None of us are probably going to look alike, and that is okay. And so just move in a way that serves you. You can utilize your props to help you get into the posture. And I'll be very mindful of different things when I'm cueing them. All right. So any questions before we get started? Any check-ins, one word or a couple words, how you're feeling as we move into our flow?
No.
Okay. Mom?
No.
All right. All right, ladies. So I invite you to come onto your mat, and you'll come onto your mat if you choose. Again, do what serves you, do what feels good in your body. But one option you have to come into your mat is to lie back on your back. Bring your legs in so your knees are up to the sky. Your feet are falling in. Your knees are touching, they're falling in together so that provides some sense of relief. Your hands can be alongside you on the mat, or you can have one hand on your belly and the other hand on your heart. So I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. If not, just find a gaze up on this, or find a spot up on the ceiling and maintain a soft gaze there. But take this time to soften, release, relax into your body. Just lay heavy on the earth. Allow Mother Earth to envelop you, to cradle you, to support you right here, right now. So as we begin this Saturday morning, as we move into the holiday season, let's allow whatever is awaiting us either later today or as we move into the rest of the week to be there in the future. And let's focus on right here, right now, this present moment. Being on our mat, being supported by Mother Earth. And so as we embrace this moment, embrace the embrace of Mother Earth, let's move into our breath, tap into that life-giving energy that sustains us each and every day. So feel the breath move in through your belly, up through your sides, into your lungs, holding at the top, and then feel it move out. Again, tap into that inhale, feeling it rise deep from within the belly, up through the belly, into your chest, into your lungs, up into your throat, and then feel it being released back out. As a community, let's take that inhale in together. So inhale for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top and then release it all out with a big old sigh. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale with the sigh. So let's just sit here for a moment, feeling the breath move in and out of us, feeling the support of Mother Earth, and awakening to the new day. So come back to this moment, to right here and now. Remember that your breath is your friend. It is your guide as you move through your practice. As things become more heated, just move into the inhale, the exhale, to allow it to steady your breath, to align you with the moment, and to bring you into focus. When you are ready, flutter open your eyes. And we will begin our practice. All right. So ladies, if you are in some other position, I invite you to join us all, resting your back on the mat with your feet mat width distance apart and your knees falling in towards one another. From here, you can windshield wiper your legs back and forth. So just release them over to the right, bring them through center, releasing them over to the left, just like your windshield wipers on your car. Just windshield wiper your legs back and forth, waking them up, inviting them in to this Saturday morning. From here, we will come to some stillness. We will bring our feet in so that they're close together, probably an inch or so apart, but they're still on the mat and our knees are still pointed up to the sky. From here, you're going to inhale your right leg up so that your foot is up, facing up. The bottom of your foot is facing up to the sky. And then you'll exhale, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. So you're making the number 4 with your legs. From here, you can remain here if this is a good stretch for you, or you have the option to lift that left foot off of the mat and then interlace your hands either behind your left thigh, or you can bring them to the top of your left shin, whatever feels good for you. But the point is to begin to use those interlaced hands to bring that left leg into your body, providing yourself with a side stretch in your right hamstring. You can also get deeper in that stretch by placing your right elbow in the crook of your right knee to really pull in that left leg closer. In your figure 4, you want to make sure that your feet are flexed, they're not pointed, so that you are protecting your knees. Unlace your hands and allow your left foot, if it's raised, to drop back down to the mat. Inhale that right leg up to the sky and exhale the right foot down to the mat beside the left leg. From here, inhale that left leg high up to the sky and exhale that left ankle over that right thigh. Begin to lift that right foot off of the mat and interlace your fingers either behind your right thigh or on top of your right shin, whatever is comfortable. Again, if keeping your right foot on the mat is enough of a stretch, then you can stay right there. You also have the option and possibility to lift that right leg off of the mat. So choose what feels good in your body. If you have lifted that right foot off of the mat, again, use those hands to guide that right leg into your chest to get that deep stretch in your left hamstring. And you can use your left elbow, guiding it into the crook of that right knee to help you get deeper into that stretch. Again, make sure that those feet are flexed. Doesn't have to be anything major, but we definitely don't want them pointed. Let go of those hands, drop that right foot back down to the mat. Inhale that left leg up to the sky, and then exhale the left foot down to the mat next to your right foot. From here, you're going to extend your legs out long and then bring that right knee into your body, giving it a big old hug, welcoming it in to your chest. From here, you can do some ankle circles of your right ankle. So you can just circle it clockwise. You may hear a few cricks and pops, waking that ankle up, and then reverse it the other way, circling it the other way. From here, come to some stillness. And then you're going to bring your your left hand to your right knee, and you're going to extend your right arm out long from your shoulder. So it's going to be extended out to like a T to your side. From here, you're going to guide your right knee, maintaining the bend in your leg, over to the left side. So you're going to be twisting over to the left, but your shoulders will remain flat on the mat. They will not lift. So really the twist is coming from your core, the lower part of your torso. If you would like to support your lifted or your crossover leg with a block, please feel free to do so now. And also, you can bring your gaze over to the left, over that extended hand. So this should provide a stretch in your spine, in your torso. Again, waking it up, inviting it in to the Saturday morning. Come back, lifting that leg up back through center, but keeping it bent. And you're going to exchange your right hand for your left hand. So placing that right hand on your right knee. And then you're going to bring your left hand down to your left hip. So right there in your hip, you're going to place your hand because you're going to use your left hand to maintain your left hip on the mat, while you use the right hand to guide your right knee over to the right side, providing a hip opening stretch. Maintain your gaze up to the ceiling, and you can utilize a block, place it underneath that leg for support if that is helpful. To get deeper in that stretch, just pull a little bit deeper with that right hand. But in doing so, make sure that your left hand is supporting that left hip, maintaining it on the mat. From here, guide your right leg back into center. Release your right hand and extend that right leg out long, so that's right beside your left leg on the mat. Now bring your left knee in to your body and give it a big old hug and a welcoming embrace. And from here, you can do your ankle circles. So circling it one direction, and then reversing it, circling your ankle the opposite direction. Come to some stillness. And from here, place your right hand on your left knee. Extend your left arm out long from your shoulder to the side. And then from here, use that right hand to guide that left knee over to the right for a cross-body twist. Maintain those shoulders on the mat. And then bringing your gaze to the left over that left hand. Again, utilize a block if it's helpful to provide support to that lifted left leg. Bring that leg back through center. Exchange the right hand for the left hand. Bring your right hand to that right hip. And then use that left hand to guide that left leg over to the left, utilizing the right hand to maintain that right hip on the mat. Gaze is up to the sky. You can bring a block underneath that left leg for support. Bring that left leg back through center. Release the left foot down to the mat and extend it out long so that it joins your left or your right leg on the mat. Then lift your arms up and back so that you are stretching from the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers, inviting in the morning with your good morning stretch. So shoot that energy from those fingertips to those toe tips out, really stretching long and waking up that body. From here, release the stretch, but keep your arms above your head. And from here, you're going to begin to twist the top of your body. So basically, you're going to bring your right arm over to the right top part of your mat. So it's going to be in the right corner of your mat. And then you're going to bring the top of your body to meet it in what I call a half banana. So you should be curved from your core up through your fingertips to the right corner of your mat. To help you in this, you can actually place your right fingertips around your left wrist to help you really stretch long and over to the right, maintaining both shoulders on the mat. So you don't want your left shoulder lifted, you want it down on the mat. From here, you will bring your right foot over to the right bottom corner of your mat. And then you'll cross your left ankle over your right ankle so that now you're a full banana or a crescent shape. So again, from here, extend out long, really stretching long so that you can feel that stretch in your left side body. That may mean that you're even pointing your toes. So release it all and bring everything back into center. So you're in that good morning stretch, but you're not really stretching, but your arms are above your head, your legs are out long. And we'll do the same on the other side. So now bring your left arm over to the left top corner of your mat, and then guide your body over to that left top corner of your mat. So you meet that left arm, and you can interlace your left fingertips around your right wrist here. Again, maintaining those shoulders on the mat. From here, let's have your bottom part of your body meet your top part. So let's bring your left foot over to the left bottom corner of your mat and cross your right ankle over your left. So now you are a full banana or crescent over to the left side of your mat. Again, really stretch long, stretching through that right arm, really using those fingertips to help stretch that right arm long. Point through those toes to really invite in that stretch into your right side body. This really feels good this Saturday morning. Come back into center, uncross your legs, release those hands, and again, you'll have your arms lifted above your head and your feet extended out long to the mat. From here, we're going to do a little bit of core work. So bring your feet in to your body like we had them before. So your feet are flat on the mat and your knees are lifted up to the sky. And from here, you're going to interlace your fingertips behind your neck. And we're going to do some crunches. So from here, we'll crunch for the count of 10. So that just means lift your torso off of the mat, crunching up and down. So we'll do that for the count of 10. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower back down. Now this time, lift your feet off of the mat. So they're kind of at a 90-degree angle off of the mat. And from here, we're going to crunch, but we're going to crunch our lower body into our upper body. So we're going to maintain our torso, our upper body on the mat, but we're going to lift from our core to lift our hips up off of the mat, really bringing that navel into the spine. So we'll do that for the count of 10. So let's start. 1, lift down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. From here, release your hands and pull your legs into your chest, giving it thanks and gratitude for this little bit of core work and for all it does to support you each and every day. From here, you can roll yourself up into a seated position. And then bring your legs to the side and come up into a kneeling position. And from here, if it's helpful, whatever feels good to you, you can either sit back and your knees can pop just like mine did onto your heels, or if it's helpful, you can bring a block underneath you or a pillow, whatever that is, to give you a little support, because it may be a little painful or hurt a little bit just to sit on your knees for an extended period of time. So you can utilize that block and bring it underneath you, either in that lowest position or that mid position, to give you a little support. Or you can just sit on your bum and crisscross applesauce. All right, so from here, we're going to wake up our upper body to the morning. So let's start with bringing our right ear to our right shoulder, and then inhaling our right arm up, exhale, placing our right hand onto our left ear, and use that right hand to guide that right ear to that right shoulder, stretching out that neck. And if you would like, you can place that left hand on the mat next to you to give yourself even more stretch in your left part of your neck, left side of your neck. From here, just rotate your head so that your chin faces down to your right shoulder. You can bring your right hand to the top of your head and use your right hand to guide your head or your chin down to your right shoulder. Release your right hand down to the mat, then circle through, bringing your chin down to the center of your chest, and then bring it over to the left side, then come back into center. Your gaze back to center. From here, you will bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale, your left arm up. Exhale, placing your left hand on your right ear. Utilize that left hand to guide that left ear to that left shoulder. And then your right hand can be placed on the earth beside your right hip, providing additional stretch for that right side of your neck. From here, rotate that chin down to your left shoulder and place your left hand onto the top of your head, stretching that chin down to that left shoulder. Release that left hand down to the mat. Bring your chin down into center, and then lift up so that you're looking directly out. From here, we will do some head circles. So we will do them to the count of 10. So we will circle one way for 5 and then circle the other way for the remainder. So whichever way start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come to some stillness, and we will do the same for our shoulders. So you will do shoulder circles one direction for the count of 5, and then reverse for the remainder. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So from here, we will come into tabletop. So if you were sitting on the block, you can remove that now. And so you will come into tabletop, which is basically you're making a table with your body. So your back is flat, your neck is long, your gaze is down, your shoulders are over your wrist, your hips are over your knees. So from here, we're going to move into some cat-cows. So inhale, dropping your belly down to the mat, lifting your tailbone and your chin up to the sky for cow. Exhale, shining the back of your heart up to the sky, tucking in your tailbone and chin for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And do that 3 more times at your own breath, providing whatever movement, extra movement your body may need. Feel free to do that now. And when you've moved to your cat-cow, we will all meet in our neutral tabletop. So from here, you will tuck in your toes and lift your hips up and back, to move into downward facing dog. So this is our first downward facing dog of the morning. So if you need to provide additional movement to settle into your dog, feel free to do so now. So that may mean that you need to pedal out your feet, dip deeply and bend deeply into your knees, rock side to side, whatever that is, feel free to do that now. In your downward dog, your tailbone is lifted up to the sky. Your palms are rooted into the mat. Your gaze is towards the back of the mat between your feet. Your heels are really activated, moving towards the mat. Doesn't mean that they're on the mat, but the goal is to move them as close to the mat as possible. Your knees may be bent, or you may have a micro bend. Your shoulders are broadened, moved away from your ears, and your torso is moving back towards your thighs. So from here, begin to move your hands back towards your feet at the back of the mat. Your feet should be about hip width distance apart, which is perfect. And from here, we'll move into a ragdoll. So that may mean that you remain with your hands on the earth or just release down towards the earth. Or you can grab opposite elbows, bend generously into the knees, releasing that head, neck long. And you can remain here, or you can move back and forth, up and down, whatever feels good in your ragdoll. From here, release your hands, heel toe your feet into about 2 inches apart. Inhale up into your halfway lift. So that means you're making a number 7 with your body. Your back is flat. Your neck is long. Your gaze is out about 2 to 3 feet. Your hands may be on the mat, your ankle, your shins, your thighs, wherever is comfortable. Exhale, releasing down into your forward fold. Bend generously into those knees and slowly begin to lift up, vertebrae by vertebrae, into mountain or Tadasana. Your shoulders and your head are the last to arrive. Here in your mountain or Tadasana, you are fully activated from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Your core is engaged. Your arms are beside you, palms facing to the top of the mat. From here, you're going to release, folding down to the mat. Then again, bending into those knees, you're going to slowly lift up into your mountain pose. From here, inhale those arms up to high mountain. Interlace those right fingers around that left wrist. Inhale up, growing long in that left side body. And then exhale over to the right. Being sure that you don't collapse into the right side, but you maintain length in both sides, feeling the stretch in your left side body. Come back into center, release the right hand, and now place those left fingers around that right wrist. Inhale, growing tall in that left arm or that that right side body. And exhale, bending over to the left. Again, not collapsing into that left side body, but being long and feeling the stretch in your right side body. Inhale back through center. Release the left hand so that you're back in high mountain. Exhale, swan diving forward into your forward fold. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale into forward fold. Walk your hands out until you reach a high plank or top of a push-up. So in your high plank, your hips are aligned with your body so they're not dropped down too low or raised too high. You can always come to your knees back to a tabletop. You do not have to remain in a high plank. From here, we're all going to lower to our belly. So if you're in your high plank, shift forward onto your tippy toes, and we all will lower our chest down to the mat. From here, untuck your toes, engage your lower half, so push to the tops of your feet, lifting your knees off of the mat. Engage, lifting your navel into your spine so that you engage your core. And from here, lift your heart off of the mat with your gaze out into your baby cobra. Release down to the mat, taking a breath. And we'll do that one more time. So push through the tops of your feet, lifting your knees off of the mat, engaging your core, lifting your heart up off of the mat, shining it forward for your baby cobra. Remembering to move those shoulders back and down your spine. And from here, you're going to lift your hands off of the mat. In your baby cobra, you should have little to no weight in your hands, so that you're able to lift your hands off of the mat. From here, lower your hands back down, lower your chest back down, and relax onto the mat. Bring your hands forward, out in front of you. So they're a little ways out in front of you so that we can thread the needle. So from here, you're going to push into your left palm, allowing your chest to come off of the mat. And then from here, you're going to guide your right hand underneath and through your left arm to thread the needle. You will bring the top of your head to the mat. So that means that the right side of your head will come down to the mat. You may not have your right cheek on the mat, that is fine. Most important thing is provide some stretch into that right shoulder. You can keep your left hand extended out long, or you can bring it closer into your body, whatever feels comfortable. If your left hand is brought into your body, bring it back out. Push into your left palm so that you can bring your right arm back out so that your right palm comes back to meet your left palm at the front of your mat. From here, push into that right palm, send that left arm under and through, underneath that right extended arm for thread the needle on the opposite side. Again, bring that head down to the mat. Let it fall wherever it needs to fall on the left side of your head. And you can keep that right arm extended out long, or you can bring it closer in to your body, whatever feels good and comfortable to you. If your right hand or your right arm is close into the body, bring it out again so that you can push through that right palm to release that left arm. From here, bring your hands in underneath your shoulders and lift your whole torso off of the mat into a cobra. So that means that your lower part from your hips down remain on the mat, but the top part of your body is lifted up. Your knees can have a significant, or excuse me, your elbows can have a significant bend in them, and your gaze is up and out. You are engaged through your core to protect your back in this back bend. From here, tuck in your toes and lift up and back into your downward facing dog. From here, begin to walk your hands to meet, or your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat, in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, bend significantly in your knees and slowly circle sweep your arms up to the sky, vertebrae by vertebrae, for a high mountain. Similar to what we did in mountain, you want to make sure that you are activated from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Your arms are lifted up to the sky, palms facing inward, pinkies facing to the top of the mat, gaze is up to the sky. Your shoulders are moved away from your ears, down your spine. You might have a slight back bend, but you are activated from the top to the bottom. From here, circle sweep diving forward into your forward fold. And then again, bend in those knees and inhale, circle sweeping slowly up into your high mountain pose. From here, you will twist open to the right, dropping that right arm to the back, that bringing that left arm forward, making sure that those hips remain parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale back into your high mountain. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. Hips are parallel. Inhale, back into high mountain. Exhale, forward folding. And from here, you will plant your hands into the mat and step that left foot to the back of the mat for your low runner's lunge. Plant that left hand firmly into the mat next to that right foot and inhale that right arm up to the sky for a twist. Exhale that right hand down to the mat. And from here, drop that back knee, untuck your toes, and inhale up into a low crescent lunge. Exhale, twisting open to the right. So that right arm is back, that left arm is forward. Inhale into a low crescent lunge. So you're back to center, back to neutral. Exhale, bringing those hands down to the mat. And from here, you will begin to sit back, extending that front leg out long for a half splits. So that left leg will be extended out long. You may have a significant bend in the knee, or there may be a micro bend. That right foot is flexed. Those toes are coming back, pointed back towards you. Those hips are neutral, parallel, so you may need to shift the right hip back and bring the left hip forward. From here, bend into that front leg again, coming up into your low crescent lunge. Exhale, planting those hands into the mat, sitting back into your half splits. Bend in the front leg. Inhale up into your low crescent lunge. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat, sitting back into your half splits. Bend into the front leg. Tuck in the back toes and lift up into extended pyramid. So that means that that front leg is straight as possible with the micro bend, and you are up on the tiptoes of your back foot. You are released, folding over that front leg, bringing your torso to the right thigh. From here, release into your low runner's lunge. So you'll bend back into that front leg with a 90-degree angle in that knee. And then bring that right hand to the inside of that right foot. Heel toe that right foot over to the right edge of your mat. Drop that back knee, untuck those back toes, and you are now in your lizard lunge. You can remain upright in your lizard lunge, or if you would like, you have the option to come down to your elbows. So that just means dropping down to your elbows for an additional stretch in your lizard lunge. If you are dropped to your elbows, your right foot may come out a little bit wider. You also may be on the right outer edge of your right foot. All of that is fine. From here, you should feel that significant stretch in your right hip. If you are on your elbows, lift back up so that you are on the palms of your hands. And from here, we will all tuck in our back toe, lift that back leg off of the mat, send that right foot to meet that left foot in a high plank. If you would like, you can drop to your tabletop. We will all lower to the mat in a position that suits us. So that may be chaturanga, that may be belly on the mat, that may be tabletop. Lift up into your back bend of choice, baby cobra, cobra, upward facing dog, and then push back into downward facing dog. Remember, vinyasas are optional. You do not have to do them. So if you don't want to, just push immediately back into your downward facing dog, or you can come to a tabletop or child's pose, whatever feels good. From here, we'll bring our gaze forward, we'll bend in the knees, and we will hop, step, or float to the top of the mat in our forward fold. Plant your hands into the mat and step your right foot back for a low runner's lunge. Plant your right hand next to your left foot and twist open to the left for a twist. Bring that left hand down to the mat. Drop that back knee and tuck those back toes. And inhale up into your low crescent lunge. From here, exhale, twisting open to the left. So that right arm is forward, the left arm is back. Inhale, back through center into your low crescent lunge. Exhale, bringing those hands down to the mat. Beginning to sit back so that you can come into your half splits with your left leg extended. Again, make sure that you have some sort of bend in that front leg, so it can be significant or you can be a micro bend, and that left foot is flexed with those toes coming back towards your face. From here, bend in that front leg, inhale up into your low crescent lunge. Exhale, bringing those hands to the mat, sitting back into your half splits. Bending that front leg. Inhale up into your low crescent lunge. Exhale, playing the hands on the mat, extending that front leg long for your half splits. Bending that front leg. Tuck in those back toes. Lift up in that back leg, straightening the front leg to come into your extended pyramid. So you are lifted, your legs are lifted off of the mat. You are on the tippy toes of your back foot. That front foot is fully planted onto the mat. Your torso is moving down towards your left thigh. And your hands are planted on the mat. You may be up on your fingertips. You also can use blocks to bring the mat up to you. From here, bend in that front leg so that you come back into a low runner's lunge. Bring that that left hand inside that left foot. Heel toe that left foot out to the outer left edge of your mat. Drop that back knee, untuck that toe so that you're in your lizard lunge. You can remain here, or if you would like, you can come down to your elbows. And you can also bring blocks, or if you have a bolster, bring a bolster underneath your elbows to bring the mat up to you if you would like to come down to your elbows. From here in this lizard lunge, remember it may feel very different on one side than the other. That is A-okay. You may be able to get deeper on one side than you may be on the other, and that's just fine. From here, if you are on your elbows, come back to the palms of your hand. Everyone will tuck in their back toe, lift that back leg off of the mat. And we will all come into downward facing dog. So however you want to get there, if you want to Vinyasa to high plank or tabletop, come to some lowering position, move into a back bend, that's fine. Or you can move straight into downward facing dog. But we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. From here, you're going to inhale your right leg up to the sky for three-legged dog. That right foot will be flexed, toes pointing down to the mat. Those hips will be parallel. We don't want to stack those hips. From here, you're going to bring that foot forward so that you come into a low runner's lunge. You may have to stutter step. You may have to help that right foot get there. That is A-okay. However you get to your low runner's lunge is perfect. From here, you'll plant that left hand beside that right foot and inhale that right hand up to the sky for a twist. Bring that right hand down to the mat. And from here, we're going to lift up into our high crescent lunge. So in our high crescent lunge, our front leg is bent. We want that bend to be 90 degrees or less. You never want that knee to go over your ankle. Your back leg is straight. You're up on those back toes. And you are scissoring those thighs into one another to help you really remain balanced and engaged in this pose. From here, we're going to twist open to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale back into your high mountain. And from here, we're going to move into our standing L. So you may want to grab your blocks and place them to the top of the mats where your hands may fall. So again, we're in that high mountain pose. Drop those hands down to the mat or the block. And from here, begin to shift forward into that front leg, lifting that back leg off of the mat, straightening into that front leg, and lifting that back leg so that you form the letter L with your body. That lifted foot should be flexed, toes down to the mat. Those hips should remain parallel. They should not be stacked. If you would like to get deeper into your standing L, begin to fold over, bringing that torso into that right thigh. From here, begin to bend in that front leg, lowering that back leg down to the mat, making sure that heel is on the mat. Those toes are angled at a 45-degree angle towards the left top corner of your mat. And from here, windmill your arms up into a warrior two. In your warrior two, your front leg is bent, 90-degree angle or less. Your back leg is straight. Your arms are out to a T. Your torso is over your hips. Your shoulders are moved away from your ears, and your gaze is out over that front hand. From here, flip that front palm and move it up and back into your reverse warrior. That back hand will rest somewhere on that back leg, wherever it's comfortable. And from here, move through your warrior two, shifting forward to come into your extended side angle. Now your hand may rest on the block, on your ankle, your shin, or you may have that right elbow bent on your right thigh. That is fine. Your lifted arm, that left arm will move up and through so that your left bicep is directly over your left ear. Your gaze will be up and back through your left armpit, up to the sky. From here, move through your warrior two, back into reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg and move through warrior two into your triangle. So that means that right hand will drop to the block, your ankle, the mat, or your shin, and that left arm will be extended up to the sky, directly over your right arm. Your gaze will be out or down, or for a balance challenge, you can look up to your left hand. From here, you will begin to lift up, shifting that front foot, that right foot, over to the side so that you're facing the left side of your mat for a star. So your arms are extended up to the sky. From here, you'll bring your hands to your waist and adjust your stance as you need to. You can bring it out wide, you can bring it in. Most important thing is that your feet are parallel to the top and back of your mat. And from here, we'll begin to fold forward into a wide-legged forward fold, bringing our hands to the mat, directly underneath us. So from here, clench your right hand underneath your face, and then inhale your left arm up to the sky for a twist to the left. Bring that left hand down, exchanging it for the right. And then inhale your right arm up to the sky for a twist to the right. From here, bring your right hand down to the mat. Begin to walk your hands over to the front of your mat to frame that front foot in a low runner's lunge. Plant those hands in the mat. Step that right foot back to meet the left in the high plank. And then take your journey home so that we all meet in a downward facing dog. So that may dropping to the mat, coming up in your back bend of choice, pushing back into your downward facing dog, coming into a downward facing dog, not doing anything else but that. From here, inhale your left leg up to the sky for a three-legged dog. Bring that left leg through so into your low runner's lunge. Plant that right hand down next to that left foot and inhale that left arm up for a twist to the left. Bring that left hand down to the mat and inhale yourself up into high crescent lunge. Exhale, twisting open to the left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, coming back into the high crescent lunge. Fold forward, bringing your hands down to the mat or to your blocks. Begin to shift forward, bending significantly in that front leg. Begin to straighten that front leg, lifting that back leg off of the mat for your standing L. That back foot is flexed, toes down to the mat. Those hips are neutral. You are moving your torso towards your thigh. From here, begin to bend in that front leg, bringing that back foot down to the mat in a warrior two position. And then from here, we will windmill our arms up to meet that foot in warrior two. Flip that front palm, reverse your warrior, lifting that front arm up and back, and placing that back hand down on your back leg. Maintaining that bend in that front leg. Coming through your warrior two, move into your extended side angle. Remembering to bring that gaze through that right armpit up to the sky, opening up that heart to the side. Coming back through your warrior two, you will move back into your reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg, shift forward and move into your triangle. As you begin to stand up, shift that right foot over to the side so that you're a star to the wide side of your mat. From here, bring your hands to your waist. Begin to tilt forward so that you come into a wide-legged forward fold, bringing your hands down to the mat. From here, walk your hands out in front of you so that they're out in front of your head. Bring your left hand into the middle and then place your right hand somewhere on your left leg for a twist. You can utilize that right hand to help guide you so that you're looking up to the sky through that left armpit. Really twisting through your core. Release that right hand, exchange it for your left. Bring your left hand to right part or right leg, anywhere on that right leg. And again, utilize that left hand to shift you and to twist you so that you're looking up and through that right armpit up to the sky. From here, release that left hand down to the mat. Begin to walk your hands over to the front of the mat to frame the left foot at the top of the mat in a low runner's lunge. And we will take our journey back home to downward facing dog any way you would like. If you would like to take a vinyasa flow, this will be the last one of our practice. So step back into high plank or tabletop, lower down into chaturanga, cat cow all the way to the mat. Come up into baby cobra, cobra, cat cow, or upward facing dog, and push back into downward facing dog. From here, drop your knees to your mat so that you're in your tabletop, and then lower all the way down to the mat so that you're on your belly. From here, extend your arms out long in front of you. And from here, we'll do some versions of locust before we raise up into our final locust or Superman. So lift your right arm off of the mat. Lift your left arm off of the mat. Raise them high, lifting them up to the sky. And we will hold here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower everything down to the mat. Lift your left arm off of the mat. Lift your right leg up off of the mat. Lift them high to the sky. Hold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower everything down to the mat. Take a couple of breaths in. And with your inhale, inhale your upper torso, arms extend long off of the mat. From here, if you want to bring your lower half up as well, extending long through those legs, pointing through those toes, bringing those thighs in together. We will hold, lifting high to the sky for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down to the ground. From here, you can push back into your child's pose to provide some rest from our flow, to reconnect into the breath. Your child's pose, your toes, big toes are together. Your knees can be spread mat width distance apart, or they can be directly underneath you. Your hands or arms can be extended out long, or they can be to your sides. Your forehead can rest on the mat, or a block or a bolster, whatever's comfortable. Take this moment to reconnect with the breath, slowing down the breath, tapping into your inhale and your exhale. From here, we will come to a seated position on our mat with our legs extended out long in front of us in a staff pose. From here, you will inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding over those extended legs. Moving that torso towards those thighs. To bring the torso closer to those sides, you may have a bend in your knees. which is a-okay. It allows you to get that torso closer to your thighs. And your hands may fall wherever it's comfortable. That may be blocks beside you. That may be the mat. That may be your knees, your thighs, your shins, your ankles, your feet. Wherever it's comfortable is where your hands will fall. Inhale yourself back up. Exhale, allowing your hands to fall to the sides. From here, you will cross your right foot over your left extended leg, bringing your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, twisting over to the right, meaning your right arm will come behind you. Your left elbow will hook onto the outside of your right knee. And from here, you will inhale, grow tall and long in the spine. Exhale, twisting through your core to the back of your mat. Inhale, and for now, releasing that twist. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Exhale them down beside you. Extend that right leg long. Bring that left foot to the outside of the right knee. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Left hand behind you. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, grow long in the spine. Exhale, twisting through the core to the back of your mat. Releasing your twist. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale them down beside you. Straighten your legs out. And then from here, you're in your staff pose. You're going to bring your arms out in front of you. And you're going to slowly release down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you are all the way down, lying on the mat. From here, you can take any final pose you would like to do. If you would like to take waterfall or happy baby, you can do that now. I am going to move into fish pose before we move into Shavasana. So in fish pose, I will bring each hand under one of my butt cheeks. So my left hand will come underneath my left butt cheek. My right hand will come underneath my right butt cheek, palms touching the mat. From here, I will point through both of my toes and lift up my torso, shimmying my arms underneath me so that I'm resting on my elbows. From here, I will lower my head down to the mat, opening up my chest to the sky, opening up my throat so that I come into fish pose. Really extending long through those toes. Releasing my head down to the mat. The crown of my head down to the mat. Whatever final resting pose you're in, we will release now. So if you're in fish, you will lift your head up. From here, you will begin to scooch those elbows out so that you can lower your back down to the mat. Release those hands from underneath your butt cheek. And then begin to move into your Shavasana. So if you want to do that lying down, you can bring your legs out wide so that they're at the edges of your mat. Let your feet fall open. Place your hands out or your arms out to the side, palms facing up. If it's helpful, you can place a pillow or rolled up blanket underneath your neck, underneath your head to elevate it. If a reclined or lying down Shavasana is not comfortable for you, you can move to sitting against the wall, or you can move to sitting in a chair or lying in your bed. Whatever feels good to you, do that now. Shavasana is a time for rest. Shavasana is a time for you to incorporate what you have learned, what you have experienced, what you have done in your practice into your being. So take this time and allow for all lessons to be learned in the calm, still quiet of Shavasana. And when it's time, I will be here to guide you out. So begin to reawaken, coming into the moment, coming into the here and now, bringing the calm still of Shavasana into the current time and day. So moving your body, reawakening to yourself, moving through your wrist, your ankles, your fingertips, your tippy toes. And when you're ready, rock over to a comfortable side in fetal position, cradling your head with your bottom arm, playing the top hand securely into Mother Earth. And from there, push up into a seated position, bringing your hands to wherever feels comfortable, if that is at your knees or hands at heart center. But I would like to close our practice with a thank you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice, allowing me to take you through the twists and turns of this flow. And I would invite you to be open to your yes and to recognize your light and to shine that light and that wisdom forward into the universe. So the divine in me recognize, honors, and celebrates the divine in you. I close our practice with Ashe, and so it is. Thank you. Anything, Mom? How was that?
I'm good.
Good. Like to hear it.
Yeah, I'm good. I got to go to work.
All right. Well, I will allow you to go and do all you need to take care of for the rest of your Saturday.